Nakakapag-boost ng self-esteem, bawas stress at dumarami ang kaibigan dahil masarap kang kasama dahil sa kakayahang magpatawa sa iba't ibang sitwasyon ng buhay. Tandaan lang na hindi naman kailangang maging katawa-tawa ka para lang magka-sense of humor. It's about time na ilabas na ang iyong funny side at maghatid ng saya sa iba. A friendly reminder po mula sa Radyo Agila.
Ay, nako, nagbabalik po ang programang Radyo Agila sa Amerika. Ako pa rin po si Don Orozco at medyo nagkaroon ng isang technical difficulty siguro sa sobrang sikat nitong aking kasama. Medyo naging po. Alam po ninyo, ito pong itutuloy ko lang, ano po, ito pong si Mark Anthony ay sabi nga, nakakahanga na napasok po niya yung Hollywood, di ba? Kasi napakahirap eh. Dahil sa yan yung sinasabi na ika nga, mahirap patukin ng mga Pilipino. Ano po? Pero si Mark, bagamat behind the scene, he's been there forever. So Mark, paano mo napasok ang Hollywood? Ano yung naging break mo para to get into Hollywood?
Okay. I was actually a waiter at a restaurant. And
Okay?
yes,
Waiter
so
as a restaurant, huh?
I was a waiter at a restaurant serving tables. And I was working there every day, every night to pay for my college and to pay for my bills because I knew that, I wanted to be entertainment industry. I sent my resume out to networks like NBC, MTV, the Oprah Winfrey Show, New York stations, LA stations, and sadly, it was always rejected because I had no experience. It was
Okay.
always a no, a no, and a no, and I was discouraged a little bit, but I knew that I wanted to be part of the entertainment industry. So basically, one of my coworkers, Lindsay, said, I'm quitting because I'm going to be a production coordinator at a Hollywood reality show. And I,
Okay.
oh my God, Lindsay, please think of me because I want to be part of that world too. So I'm serving tables, it's a pizzeria, and I get a phone call, and then I, I'm like, hello? And then she's like, Mark. And I'm like, yes, Lindsay. She's like, we have a production assistant opening up. And I'm like, really? She's like, it doesn't pay that much. It only pays $5.25.
Uh-huh.
So you'll get your foot in the door. And I'm like, $5.20. And she's like, yes. And she's like, come for an interview. They'll love you. And I'm like, okay. So I went for the interview with no experience whatsoever. But the reason why they hired me is because they said I had so much charisma, I had so much passion, I had a great work ethic, a side of me that they knew that I could be great in Hollywood. So they started me out as a production assistant at $5.25 an hour. And what I did is I worked 16-hour days. I got coffee for the producers. I drove to the producers from point A to point B. I would make Xerox copies,
Uh-huh.
fax papers. I would mop the floor and even clean the toilet. Like
Uh-huh. For
production.
$5.25, huh?
I, yeah, for 16 hours a day. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, and then like 3 months into it, I was like, I can't do this anymore. But like, I prayed to the Lord and I'm like, God, if this is what you want for me, then I will do so. And I got through it. And obviously, the Tyra Banks show called me and said, hey, Mark, we heard of your work ethic. We want to interview you as an associate producer. And then I'm like, I don't have talk show experience. I only have reality show experience. They're like, just come for an interview, come for an interview.
Uh-huh.
And Don, here comes Tyra Banks in the conference room. I was shaking. I was my thighs were quivering, and then I'm like, oh my god. They're like, well, she's like, Mark, why should we hire you? And I'm like, well, you guys contacted me, so I don't sure why how I'm here. And she's like, so I talked to her. I was hired on the spot as an associate producer, and I moved my life from Los Angeles to New York on the Tyra Banks show. And this is when I learned everything about like the industry. I saw Beyonce, I saw Janet Jackson, like they were on the Tyra Banks stage. And for me as a Filipino, seeing Rihanna and Drake like this close,
Uh-huh.
like literally, I was on the elevator with Beyonce, and I was that is so big. So the show got canceled from New York, and then I moved back from Los Angeles, and then that's when I started working on the Kelly Clarkson show and The Talk. So in both shows, I am the only Filipino producer. It's mostly white in this industry. So for me, as a Filipino producer working on the Kelly Clarkson show and The Talk, I had to prove to everyone that I could do the same job, if not better, than the other people. Because
Uh-huh.
Filipinos were known for, the medical field or the nurses, but I want to show everyone in the Hollywood industry that the Filipinos are as good as anybody else, and we should be proud of ourselves for breaking the glass ceiling and making ourselves known in the Hollywood industry.
Wow. Alam mo, I was just, itong ating, what's this? Tech, tech guy
Uh,
is already showing the pictures, no, that you've sent. Di ba? Eh,
uh,
nakatutuwa eh, because you're with Sharon Osbourne, di ba? Well, of course, Tyra Banks, di ba? O, yan sila, sino to? Carrie Ann Inaba.
Inaba, yes.
Mm. Olivia
And
Newton-John, di ba?
yes,
Oo.
yes.
Oo.
Olivia
Even
Newton-John,
Jokoy.
Joko, yes.
Aha, aha,
Donnie and Maria,
aha. Si
yeah,
Rebecca Fox,
yes,
di ba?
yeah,
Tapos yon, yeah, Donnie and Marie Osmond.
yeah.
So, ano ka ba? Hindi ka ba parang nasa-shock na, of course, di ba, dahil sa mga kinikilala to eh. Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kumbaga, sa buong mundo, Hollywood eh, di ba? Ano
Yeah.
ang ano ang nagiging feeling whenever you get to see them and whenever you're with them?
Honestly, every time I meet a celebrity, like Vivica Fox or Sharon Osbourne or Lance Bass from NSYNC, um, uh, I still pinch myself because I can't believe this is my life. Small town boy from the Philippines with big dreams, and I didn't know how to attain these dreams. But somehow, with the power of God, I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be entertaining and making great television. And to meet all these celebrities like Olivia Newton-John, who passed away of cancer, Vivica Fox, Maria Osmond, Sharon Osbourne, Joe Coy, it's honestly a dream come true. And I never thought, honestly, that I would make it this far. And having, holding these two Emmys, honestly, like a dream come
Yeah.
true because I am one of the only Filipinos who have not only one Emmys but two Emmys. And these Emmys are not just for myself, but it's also for the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
When I was at the Emmy Awards and I was on that stage, I had flashbacks of myself as a 4-year-old boy in the Philippines, leaving the Philippines and trying to make my mark here in America. So
Mhm.
these two Emmys are honestly for the Filipino community. And as my eyes are like literally watering, I'm just so proud to be Filipino and to be a two-time Emmy Award winning producer.
Uh-huh. can you just imagine, I was holding, remember, we were both recognized by FAPCA, yung Filipino-American Press Club of California. Di ba?
Yes.
Nakakatuwa na we are very, I was so proud of that. Pero ikaw, miss, di ba? Ipakita mo nga uli sa ating audience,
Yes.
Mark, na hinahawakan mo yan and then nung tinanggap mo yan, what was your speech?
So basically, these Emmys are for all the producers that worked on the show. So there are probably like 7 producers that went on stage, and the executive producer was speaking on our behalf, and he was just showing so much pride and so much joy. I was on stage and I looked at the crowd and the sea of people, and I was thinking to myself, "Wow." I'm the only Filipino producer on these amazing shows, and I'm the only producer on this stage. And, and for me to be holding these beautiful Emmys, each weigh 15 pounds each.
Uh-huh.
So right here is 30 pounds worth of gold. And it's so amazing whenever I touch these beautiful wings and the holding the world. It's just like a dream come true for me. But yeah, it's amazing. Like it's
Eh,
beautiful.
uh-huh. Uh, Yan ba are you planning to bring those hardware to the Philippines when you travel? Alam mo naman, very proud. Ilan lang ang Filipino na meron dyan, di ba?
Yes, yes. I want to, but I think it's just so heavy. I don't know
Bakit?
where
Ano
I'm
ba
gonna
ang
put
material niyan? Ano ba ang material niyang hawak mong yan, mga yan?
it's solid. It's not hollow. Yeah. So yeah, and then it has my name on it too. It says Mark Anthony Nicholas, outstanding talk show producer.
Wow!
Yeah.
Kita mo, di ba?
And
Kaya,
I'm like the first and only producer of some of the talk shows I worked for. So I'm very proud.
well, of course, being a fellow Filipino, syempre tayo very proud sa iyong accomplishment pagdating sa bagay na yan, di ba?
Yes.
At alam po ninyo, ah, hindi, walang kayabang-yabang Sa kabila ng siya po ay noong 2019 was inducted, sa Asian Hall of Fame at na-recognize siya as one of the 100 most influential Filipino Americans, di ba?
Yes.
Yan noong 2020, di ba? Noong
Yes.
2020, isipin ninyo ang kasama niya na nire-recognize. Si Bruno Mars lang naman, si Her lang naman, di ba? At saka itong si Darren Criss. Have you ever get to meet any of them dito sa mga binanggit kong pangalan na Mark?
Yes, I met Darren Chris. He was actually on the talk, and he is a very proud Filipino. Of course, you know Darren Chris from
Uh-huh.
and other major television shows as well. He's half white, half Filipino, but I did converse with him backstage, and when he saw me, he's like, "Are you Filipino?" And then I'm like, "Yes, I'm Filipino." He's like, "Oh, mabuhay, mabuhay." I love that charisma and I love that passion about him because if a Filipino sees another Filipino, we should always just be nice to each other. But when Darren Chris shakes my hand or asks me if I'm Filipino, it's just like amazing. And with
Uh-huh.
Bruno Mars, I didn't meet him, but I did watch him on concert, and he puts on a show. He's a great dancer. He's a great singer, and I'm just so proud of all 3 of them, including her, who was the first Filipina to play from Beauty and the Beast from Disney's musical. So we're
Uh-huh. Mhm. Well, uh, yan yung mga bagay na dapat ipinagmamalaki natin, ano? At ikaw ba ay sa mga pagkakataon na sa mga shows, lalo na yung The Talk, di ba?
Yeah.
Have you ever brought any of your family members? Oy, I want to see ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Di ba? Have you ever tried bringing some of your family sa
Of
mga live
course.
shows mo?
Of course, of course. So basically, as a supervising producer, I get VIP tickets to all my friends and family. So if someone wants to see Jokoi, I'll call them and I'll say, "Hey, surprise! I have 4 VIP tickets for you." My dad was a huge Temptations fan, and so I got him tickets. So basically, like if my friends love Taylor Swift and she's gonna be on the show, I'll get them VIP tickets because it is once in a lifetime that you see these people face to face. Because our audience is a fairly small. It's about 150 audience members, and tickets are really hard to get because we are a popular show. Uh,
Mhm.
but if someone asks me for tickets, I'll go ahead and email them the tickets because I love making people happy. And if they see a celebrity like Bruno Mars or Darren Chris or her, I'll totally give them the VIP treatment.
Wow. Anyway, Mark, kasi alam mo, ang CBS Studios napakalaki rin di ba?
Yes.
Meron din ba dyan katulad ng Universal Studios, katulad ng Disneyland, na kumbaga pwedeng magkaroon ng tour sa loob?
At CBS, it's private, so we don't have tours, but we do have television shows that film in CBS. So we have Entertainment Tonight,
Mhm.
have The Price is Right,
Okay.
we have The Connors, we have NCIS. So we have like a lot of amazing television shows that do tape on our lot. But if you want a personal tour, you could just ask me and I'll give you a tour of the CBS lot.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Tatandaan ko yan. Nako.
Yeah.
Ayan,
So come on.
meron tayong madadalaw ngayon sa may CBS. Nabanggit mo, Mark, you were able to mention The Price is Right, di ba?
Yes.
A lot of people wanted to get into that show, di ba?
Yes. Yeah.
Yan ba ay meron bang parang nakakapag-cross ka ba dyan dahil sa of course, ang hinahandle mo dato. Pero pagdating sa ibang segment kasi yung mga mga game shows di ba? Are
Yes.
you still able to get into any of those?
Yes, I have friends that work at The Price is Right, and a lot of my friends want to be on the show to win big trips or big cars.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so basically, one of my friends is the audience producer over there, and he's the one that picks the people to go on stage.
Okay.
I'm like, what do you look for when you go on stage? They're like, Mark, you have to have personality. You have to be crazy. And you have to want to win money or a big car.
Uh-huh.
They like to pick people with big personalities and all that stuff. That's where the Tyra Banks show was filmed too, right next door to Price is Right.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but technically, being a part of CBS family, you are not able to participate or be a contestant in any of the shows, right?
No, unfortunately, I can't. Although I would be a good Price is Right contestant. uh, but I can't because I'm under contract to work just for CBS The Talk.
Uh-huh.
However, if I ever venture out to other shows or if my time is up at The Talk, I'm open to other talk shows as well. Yeah.
Bilang supervising producer, di ba? Ano
Yeah.
ba ang iyong mga responsibilities?
Oh
Dahil
my god.
sabi nga, it's just a 1 hour show, but it's daily, di ba? Five
Correct.
times a week. Pero napaka-draining yan, di ba?
Correct. Yes.
Ano ang mga responsibilities mo?
Yes. Again, as the first and only Filipino producer, a supervising producer, it is very difficult and it's very challenging because we are a live show. So we cannot make any room for mistakes. I get up every morning at 5 in the morning, and I have a 6 a.m. production meeting. With a production meeting, I go over what the segment is, what the celebrity is, or even if there's any musicians on the show. We want to make sure the lighting is good, the music is good. We want to make sure that everyone is well prepped. Around 8:30 p.m., 8:30 a.m., we go into each of the hosts' dressing rooms and let them know what is happening during the show. So we want to make sure that they know their questions. We want to make sure that they know the videos that's going to play on air. So from 8:30 to 10 o'clock, we'll brief the host with what the show is about. 10:30, we'll make last minute adjustments before, the audience loads in. So around 10:30, the audience loads in as well. 10:35, we have our last meeting with our hosts to make sure they have no questions and they're very well prepared. And then 11 a.m., it's showtime where we're live all across the United States. And that's where the adrenaline is rushing because I hear the director in my ear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's a live show. And it's just so thrilling because I get a kick out of that too. From 11 to 12 is our live show. After that, we have a production meeting at 12:30 where we discuss tomorrow's events and tomorrow's shows. And I go back in the office and I create segments for the shows that I'm going to be producing that week.
Alam mo, Mark, I am really impressed. No, I am blown away, on what you have achieved. Especially, you represent the Filipino community. Uh, Meron ka bang mga tips sa ating mga aspiring mga Filipinos? Napakarami yan eh, di ba? Meron ka
Right.
bang mga tips sa kanila
Yes.
para marating yung
Yeah.
iyong mga narating?
Right.
Right?
I always say there's always challenging moments. There's always earthquake moments that will shake you and rattle you. If you know in your heart that you want to be part of the industry, the Hollywood industry, or any type of industry, I feel like for me, like you need to use your voice because your voice is an instrument that lets people know what you want. If for me, if I didn't tell Lindsay, who, when I was working at the restaurant, if I didn't tell her I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, she would never have known and my life would have been different. But whoever you meet, you have to tell them your dreams. Whoever you pass by, share your passion because you never know who you're going to meet. Um, Networking is great responsibility of making sure that everyone knows what your dreams are because if you are mute and you have a closed mouth, no one is going to know your passion. So just use your voice, use it in a positive manner. And once you get your way to the top, just make sure you bring those people to the top with you.
Yon, napakaganda ng iyong advice. Pero nabanggit mo kanina earlier, Mark, yung friend mo si Lindsay.
Yeah.
She ba siya o he?
She.
Is she still with CBS o asaan na siya ngayon?
She is the production manager of a production company. So
Wow.
yeah, so she's doing good.
Uh-huh.
We still keep in touch, and I always talk about her in every interview because she played a major role in my life.
Mhm.
Without her, I don't know where I would be in life. So, like I said, you have to use your voice and let people know what your dreams are all about.
Mhm. Well, anyway, alam mo, Mark, alam ko, meron ka pang ibang mga commitment after nung ating interview, although almost 9 o'clock na ng gabi dito sa Amerika.
Yeah.
Baka meron kang nais na sabihin o iparating sa ating mga listeners, sa ating mga followers. Nasa iyo ang pagkakataon, Mark.
Yes. So I just want to say thank you so much for letting me share my story. I come from humble beginnings and I never forget where I came from. There's a lot of challenges that I face, a lot of bullying that I face, but never let anyone or anything get in your way. So, my my one advice to you is to just be yourself, be authentic, be kind, and believe in yourself.
And I think I saw all of those traits sa'yo. Di ba? I
Yes.
had the opportunity, alam po ninyo, I had the opportunity to be with him. Sabi ko, naku, napakalaking tao, pero napaka-down to earth po nitong si Mark, ano? Kaya nakakatuwa at kita nyo naman, sa kabila ng tagumpay na nakukuha niya, narito, yung kanyang paa ay still nandito sa lupa. Kaya
Yes.
isang kahanga-hanga at saludo ko sa iyo. At pupunta kami dyan, Mark, sa LA para mamasyal sa
Yes.
CBS.
Yes. Come over. Come over.
And
Let's have fun.
probably one of our sa aming TV station, Net 25 TV Philippines,
Yeah.
will probably, when you set foot in the Manila, will probably invite you so that you'll be one of the guests and then share also yung iyong mga story, especially yung The Talk na programa mo. Okay, Mark?
Yes. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Maraming salamat. Yan po si Mark Anthony Nicolas, kauna-unahan at kaisa-isang supervising producer ng The Talk. Yan po sa CBS. Kaya maraming salamat at patuloy ang iyong tagumpay dyan sa Hollywood. So, yan po, nako, napakagandang istorya itong si Mark Anthony, At patuloy po na ang masasabi namin napakadali po niyang makasama at kung meron po kayong nais na iparating sa kanya, meron po siyang Instagram, di ba? Yung Mark Anthony at Mark Anthony Nicolas, po.
Yes.
At mag-message po kayo at hindi niya kayo, lalo na pagka kayo ay mga kapwa Pilipino. So,
Yes.
yan po at nako, naka-boundary na naman tayo. Naka-isang oras na naman po ang Radyo Agila sa Amerika. At salamat dito kay Bob at saka kay Gracious Pascual, yung ating tech team, Siyempre, di ba, yan ang ginagawa natin, Mark, pasalamatan yung mga behind the scenes.
Yes, yes.
Di ba? Anyway, maraming salamat at muli, ako po si Don Orozco mula rito sa Silicon Valley, California. Ito po ang Radyo Agila sa Amerika. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Five decades of excellence in broadcast communication. EBC, Eagle Broadcasting Corporation.